Good morning, children.
Good morning, Mr. Reed.
So you may be seated. And those of you who are sitting in your desks, you may begin with your seat work this morning. And for those of us at the table, we have a nice lesson from IC this morning.
Okay.
Does that sound like an exciting idea?
Yes.
Very good. So first, I'm going to write just a few words on the board, and then we'll have some discussion about them. Will that be okay?
Yes.
All right.
This is just like reading group. Yeah.
Colton, can you tell me what this letter says? It says sa, doesn't it? And how about this letter? Ta. What if we put the two of them together? Would they say sata?
No.
That doesn't make sense, does it, Elijah? Can you tell me what they say? The two letters together, an S and a T, will say sta. We call it a blend because they combine their sounds together, don't they? And so ST says sta. Can you say that with me? Sta.
Like
Sta.
stun.
Very good.
Stun. Or step. Yeah. Step. Stem stem.
So let's see if we can figure out which words have the sta sound. Does this first word have a sta sound?
No.
No, it would start with just the which sound? Sa. That's right. How about the second word?
Yes.
Yes. The third word?
No.
Will it say sta or sa?
Sa.
It will say sa. And the last word, what will it say?
Yes.
It will say sta. Very good. All right. So I'm going to give you a copy of IC. Here you are.
Do I have marker on mine?
I don't know, but that's all right.
Yep.
And let's turn to page 12. Can you find page 12? Let's turn it this way.
Page 15. Found it.
You found it. Very good.
Where's that little piece of paper? Where's that little piece of paper
So
that we used to cover?
we don't have a piece of paper this morning, so we'll just use our eyes to look at page 12, okay? Very good. Let's put it right
Mine
in
has
front of you.
drawing on it.
Yes. Would you like a book that doesn't have drawing on it?
Yes.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Here we are. I'll trade you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. Now, when we read these words, we can follow our IC pattern. And actually, if we look at the title of this book, do you know the name of this book? It's called IC. So when we see a word, we can think I see, and then we're looking for the changing letters. What are the changing letters?
The letters that change their sound.
The letters that change their sound. We look for the changing letters because if we can figure out what they say, then we can read the word. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Very good. So let's look at the first word on the page. Let's everybody put our finger on the first word. And let's see. Vivian. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Is it Vivian? On page 12. Let's all look on page 12. So let's put our finger on this word, Vivian. There you go. And here we go. Very good. And so we all have our finger on the correct word. And let's look at this word. Now, Listen as I tell you the pattern, okay? I'm going to say I see an E and an A. I cross off the A and the E says
E.
E.
I mean E.
E, that's right. And then I'm ready to sound out the word. Would one of you like to try the first word? Elijah, would you like to try that? Will you say the pattern for me again? I see an...
What?
Would you like to try the pattern with me? I see an E and an... Let's put our finger under the letters that we see. I see an E and an A. I cross off the A and the E says E. Now let's sound out the word.
Read. Read.
Very good. What can you read?
A book.
A book. Elijah, what else could you read? Can you think of something else that you could read? Yes.
A map.
A map. You could read a map. Sometimes there are words at the bottom of the map. We call it the key. And so we can read the key at the bottom of the map. Colton?
A newspaper.
You could read a newspaper. Do you have something that you like to read, Vivienne? Yes? What do you like to read? A book. I like to read books too. Do you like to read? Does she love books?
Yes, he so does mine.
Well, that's very good. All right.
Does it for fun?
Yes. All right, let's put our finger on the second word. Colton, will you try this one for me? Can you say the pattern for me? Say, I see. Let's keep your finger under the word.
I see.
What are the changing letters that you see in that word?
I and E.
Yes. And I cross off the
E.
and the
Underline the
and the
I.
I says. What does the I say? Would you like to say it with me? Are you ready? I see an I and an E. And let's look at the word while we say it, because we need to look at our changing letters. Let's have our finger under the word, please. All right, can you all find the word? You ready, Colton? I see an I and an E. I cross off the E. Did you cross it off? Let me see. Can you cross it off? Pretend to cross it off with your finger. I cross off the E, and the I says I. Okay, Colton, would you like to say the pattern again? I see an I.
And an E.
I cross off the
E and underline
and,
the I.
and the I says I. Very good. Now, would you like to try to sound out that word? Very good. Let's say it a little bit faster.
Here.
And can you tell me what you read?
Tire.
What is that? What's a tire?
Something that you drive on.
You drive on? How many tires would your car have?
4.
What do we use a tire for?
To drive around.
To drive around?
A car.
On a car? Could we use it on a bicycle?
Yes.
Yes, we could. Do you know what tires are made out of?
Rubber.
They are made of rubber, aren't they? What other things can you think of that are made of rubber? Yes, Elisha.
A rubber band.
A rubber band. What could we use a rubber band for?
Holding books.
To hold things together. Okay. What else could be made out of rubber? Colton.
The rubber that's at the playground.
Rubber that might make the padding on the playground soft, yes. As a matter of fact, sometimes nowadays we use old tires to help make the padding on the playground, don't we? So that's a good use of rubber, isn't it? Do you like to play with a tire? Have you ever played with an old tire and rolled it along?
Yes.
Is that
I
fun?
rolled it into my pond.
Yes, that might be exciting. All right, let's look at the next word. Would you like to try this next word for me? Okay, let's put our finger under it. Do we all have the word?
Yes.
Very good. All right. Would you like to say the pattern for me? Can you remember it? Go ahead. I see.
I see.
And what are the changing letters you see in that word?
A and
Yes. Cross off the I. Let's pretend to cross it off with our finger. Cross off the I. And the A says?
A.
A. Very good. Would you like to say that with me again? All right, let's say it together. I see an A and an I. I cross off the I, and the A says A. Would you like to sound out that word now for us? Let's put our finger here. What does that letter say? What sound does it make? Pa. Do you remember what the A says? A. Remember we crossed off the I, so the A says A. The I isn't going to say anything. So let's start here. Pa. And would you use your finger, please? Pa. A. Do you remember what this letter says? Ta. Let's try it again. Pa. Ta. Now let's say it a little faster together. Ready? Pa. A. Ta.
Paint.
Let's say it again, and let's let her answer the question or read the word, please. Pa.
Paint.
Do you know what paint is? What is paint?
Something that you can paint with, like something like to paint a house.
That's right.
On the walls.
You might paint on the walls if you have permission. Elijah, do you like to paint? What do you like to paint?
I like to paint stuff in my painting class.
Do you?
I've painted a house.
You've painted a house before. Vivian, what is your favorite color to paint?
I knew it.
Yes? All right. And what things do some people paint? What things do grown-ups paint?
Houses.
They might paint houses. Do you think any grown-ups paint pictures like you do? What do they call them if they paint a picture?
Art. Portrait.
They call it an art. They might call it a portrait. They might call it a painting. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. What is your favorite color to paint?
Yellow.
Is it? Yellow is
Mine is blue.
your favorite color is blue.
Orange
Colton.
and rainbow.
Orange and rainbow. Those are good colors. All right, let's look at these words again. Now, I have a question for you. Do you see that we have pictures on this page? Do you think that we could have just guessed these words from the pictures?
No.
Why not?
Because they're not right next to each other.
They're not right next to each other.
We don't call it a rank.
So if we look at the first picture on this page, what's the first picture showing us? A little girl who's doing what?
Painting.
She's painting. That's right. Was that the first word that we read or the last word that we read?
Last.
That's the last word that we read. So I guess we needed to know what the word said, didn't we? Right? And so pretty soon we'll be able to read books that don't have any pictures at all. Won't that be exciting?
Yes.
Where will the picture be?
Oh, I got a chapter book. No.
Do you have a chapter book?
I do too.
Yes.
My sister read
Well,
it.
let me ask you a question, though. If you read a chapter book, where do you see the picture? Is it on the page or is it in your imagination?
In my imagination.
In your imagination. We call that the mental image. And that's exciting, isn't it? Yes, very good. All right, let's see if we can find, and put your finger on it, and then I'll call on you. Let's see if we can find the word which begins with the sound pa. Pa. Let's look for the word, not the picture, the word which begins with the sound pa. Very good. Vivian, do you remember that word? What is the word? Say it again. Very good. Paint. Good. All right, let's see if we can find the word that has an A sound. An A sound. Elijah, can you put your finger on the word that has an A sound in it? And that has an A in it, but remember we said I see an E and an A. I cross off the A, and E says E. So it doesn't have an A sound in it. Let's see if we can listen for the A sound. Elijah, which word?
It's paint.
It's paint. Is that the same word that had a pa sound?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's see if we can find the word that has the sound. And does that word begin with the sound, Grady? Yes, it does. Do you remember what the word is? Can you read that word for me?
Read.
Read. Very good. Could we possibly find a word that has a sound at the end?
No. No.
Can we look? Let's just look, just in case. Sound at the end. Let's see. Colton, can you find one that has an sound at the end? No?
Oh, yeah.
Can you find one, Grady?
Tile. I was
Tire.
gonna say that.
Very good. All right.
That's my question.
Good. So let's see if we can close our books and remember the 3 words that we read. Okay? All right. What was the first word that we read?
Read.
Read. That's a good word to read, isn't it? And what was the second word that we read?
Tire.
Tire. And the last word that we read?
Paint.
Paint. Very good. Are any of those words that you can do?
Yes.
Which ones can you do?
Read and paint.
You can read and paint. Which of those words is the name of something?
Tire.
A tire. And which one of those is made out of rubber?
Tire.
Tire. Could you paint a tire?
No.
No? You don't think so?
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't be a good idea, would
someone
it?
hang a tire before, though.
Perhaps. All right. Very good. So we're finished with our lesson. So if you'll leave your book here and stand and push your chairs in, then you can come line up behind Grady and thank me for the lesson.
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
You're welcome. Did you enjoy your lesson, Grady? Very good. And which word did you read?
Reed.
You did read. Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Reed, for the lesson.
You're welcome, Colton. And what is your favorite color to paint?
Orange and rainbow.
Orange and rainbow. I like that.
Thank you, Mr. Reed, for the reading lesson.
You're welcome, Elijah. Can you remember a word that started with pa?
Paint.
Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
You're welcome. Did you enjoy the lesson? Can you remember the word that started with Was it read? Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Reed, for the lesson.
You're welcome. Did you enjoy the lesson? Very good. And can you remember the word that is a name of something? You could have a paint, couldn't you? Or how about a tire? Very good.